I hope you're all enjoying the dinner that Joe Felici specially prepared for you. Ryan Higgins just told me that Joe Felici has been named Lincoln Dinner Chairman for life. He's been given a life sentence. So let's honor Joe with this honorific. Also, as you know, Joe's a CPA, so if you want to line up after the dinner's concluded, he'll start your tax return process. This is his busy season, so just get in an orderly single-file line after the dinner, and Joe will be happy to do your taxes complimentary, being the great Republican that he is. But before he does that, he's going to introduce some of the other important people, the township committeemen and other dignitaries that are here with us tonight. Joe Felici.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you to all of you who stuck around tonight. I know it's a long program, but this last part of it is going to go quickly. First, I wanted to thank Dan for being our MC again. You know, he's been our MC for 7 of our 8 years. It's great. And as you know, he does a great job. He recently left WLS Radio, and he's now working alongside Amy Jacobson on AM 560, so you might want to tune him in. He's doing a great job there. Anyway, I hope you all have been enjoying our 8th annual Lincoln Day dinner. It's gratifying to see so many of you who I've seen over the years at our dinners. I really appreciate it. You know, 2 years ago in 2013, when we had Senator Rand Paul, I made the statement that it was our largest Lincoln Day dinner ever. We had 650 people, and we were really crammed into the cotillion, couldn't fit any more people. Last year at our dinner, I mentioned that it was our largest program book ever, the program book that you have. And this year I'm happy to report that we've broken both of those records with the largest attendance and our largest and I think most special program book that we've had. Well, this is part of the program where I get to introduce the people who've helped out. And I want to thank first all of you who supported us by buying an ad in our program book. And I encourage you to look through that book and try to patronize some of the people who are good Republicans who've bought ads in those books. And please mention that you saw it at our, you saw the ad in our program book. It helps us sell ads to them the following year, which we really appreciate. Next, what I'd like to do is to recognize the 8 township committeemen that represent the host townships for this event. I'm going to introduce them individually, but I would like you to wait until all 8 of them are introduced before you give them the appropriate recognition, because otherwise we'll be here till 10 o'clock and nobody wants to do that. So let me start with Dan Fitzgerald from Barrington Township. Please stand. Dan. Art Newandowski from Elk Grove Township. Mary Alice Benoit, Hanover Township. Please stand. Shar Foss Egeman from Maine Township. Peter Amarantos, Northfield Township. Aaron Delmar, Palatine Township. Ryan Higgins, Schaumburg Township. And Ruth O'Connell, Wheelington Township. And the dinner, of course, cannot be a success without the work of our phenomenal dinner committee. And I'm going to introduce them and like each of them to stand. And again, just please wait till the end so that we can get out of here on a timely basis. Let me start with Brendan Siring, our treasurer from Schaumburg Township. Patty Damish, our secretary from Northfield Township. Bob Vintage, our program coordinator from Schaumburg Township. Trudy Berry, Barrington Township. Mike Sweeney, Elk Grove Township. Katie Dolan Balmer, Hanover Township. Mark Engus, Maine Township. Mel Anderson, Palatine Township. And Ken Jochum, Wheeling Township. I've got a few more people to introduce, but I do want to remind everybody that if you've not purchased your raffle tickets, we're going to have the mega drawing right after the next speaker. So there are people around the room selling raffle tickets, and if you haven't bought them, we would appreciate it if you would do so. The first prize is $2,000, second prize is $500, third prize is $250. All right, a couple more things. As you know, in the last election, we all worked very hard to elect Bruce Rauner governor. and he's working hard to turn the state around. But he's not the only one out there who's working hard for you and me. Earlier tonight, our Lieutenant Governor, Evelyn Sanguinetti, was here. She couldn't stay for the dinner, but many of you met her out in the reception, and that was great. And our new controller, Leslie Munger, is here somewhere out there. But I do want to especially thank Governor Ronner and thank him for his past support for all of our organizations. He was very helpful to us, and we really appreciate it. And he does, of course, send his regrets that he can't be here tonight. Of course, he has a state to run and to straighten out, so I can totally understand that. I also want to thank Senator Mark Kirk for his past support. Of course, he couldn't be here as well. You know, we're fortunate in our party to have so many dedicated elected officials at the state and local levels. And since we don't have time to introduce all of them, I would like to ask all of the current elected state, county, township, and local elected officials to please stand up and be recognized. So mayors, trustees, legislators, township elected officials. Okay, thank you. And lastly, this year we have a great group of young Republicans at our dinner. We have 4 tables of young Republicans, which we really appreciate it. And I'd like them to stand up. They're around somewhere. Where are all of our young Republicans at? Come on, stand up. Hey, come on, there's more of you. All right. That's it for me. Dan will be back up here to address introduce our next speaker, and then I will be back for our mega drawing. Buy those raffle tickets.
Another individual who hasn't been named, but you're going to hear from now, who was instrumental in Governor Ronner's victory in November, is our state party chairman, Tim Schneider. The state party played a key role in guiding Governor Ronner's victory, as well as supporting other statewide candidates and legislative candidates, part of rebuilding the infrastructure of the Republican Party to extend beyond any particular governor or any particular candidate, so that we continue to have a party that is poised to win elections with the resources and the infrastructure needed to win elections. So you probably know Tim Schneider as a Cook County Commissioner. You know him as the state party chairman. I know him as the owner of the Golf Club of Illinois in Algonquin, where I hope to have more free rounds of golf this summer. State party chairman Tim Schneider joins us now.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, this is what I call a Republican party. Huh? This is great. It's great to be with you. Rooms like this warm the heart of a state party chairman. It's remarkable to see so many people come out this evening. I was in Sangamon County last night in Springfield. We had 1,000 people in Sangamon County. Tomorrow night I'm in Woodford County. There's going to be 400 people there. We've got a revitalized Republican Party in Illinois. One of the things I want to mention to you this evening comes straight from the governor's office, and that is that he knows that a great part of his victory came from the northwest suburbs of Cook County. And he wants to thank you for all your efforts to get him across the finish line in November. So take that with you when you leave tonight. He knows how much you did and how hard you worked for him. A few people, I want to let you know that Evelyn Sanguinetti, our Lieutenant Governor, was here this evening. I want to recognize that she came by, but she had to go home and do homework with her children. This evening I also have my Republican National Committeeman with me, Richard Porter. Richard, stand up. Our Republican National Committee woman from Tazewell County, Demetra DeMonte. Demetra, are you here? There you are. We have our new executive director of the Illinois Republican Party, Nick Klitzing, right here. And we have several State Central Committeemen here today. Mike Bigger, Judy Diekelman, Mark Shaw, Blair Garber, and Ryan Higgins. Let's give them all a hand. They do a great job for the party. You know, I want to tell you that it's really cold out there tonight, isn't it? But I'm going to tell you, I remember last winter it was really cold. And how do I know that it was really a lot colder last winter? Is because I actually saw Democrats in Chicago with their hands in their own pockets. So, do you know, Illinois has been the laughing stock of the nation for a long time. And as of November 4th, there's a new sheriff in town, and this guy's going to take this state away from the hands of the special interests and return it to the people of Illinois. Over the last decade, we've seen nothing but failed promises, failed policies, and broken promises from Quinn and Blagojevich, and what they've done to our state has been dreadful. We rank at the bottom of the barrel in everything, the worst in the nation. The only thing we rank high in this nation is out-migration. But Republicans didn't make this mess, but Republicans are going to fix this mess. So I want to tell you a little story of what happened to me when I went in the county building 2 weeks ago. I went in the county building, and 2 court service deputies came up to me, and they said, your guy took away our daycare. Your guy took away our daycare, our child care. And I go, wow, Bruce Rauner, he's only been governor for 2.5 weeks, and his first move was to take away your daycare. So I talked to Bruce's staff, and I found out, and it's been in the news here a lot lately, that the daycare program for the state of Illinois was underfunded by $295 million. So on February 1st, we ran out of money. So what does a fiscally responsible governor do? If you don't have the money, you don't spend it. So now what I'm seeing is things like this, that Republicans, we're going to be on the front line. If you take anything from what I say this evening, is that we're going to be on the front line of defending our governor and our legislators and their policies moving forward. And we have to be resolute in our support for Bruce Rauner and the legislators that are going to turn this state around. That's our job as Republicans. We accomplished a great deal. We all know that Bruce and Evelyn are our governor and our lieutenant governor, but we also we retained all of our congressional candidates in Illinois. All of our congressmen were returned, and we were one of only 2 states in the nation that unseated 2 Democrat congressmen. And we have Mike Boss in Southern Illinois and Bob Dole returned in Northern Illinois. So let's give it a hand for that. Now, why were we so successful in this election where we haven't been successful in the past? First of all, it started last summer, I think, when I saw the energy at the state fair. I saw the energy on the bus tours with Bruce throughout Illinois, whether we were in Mount Vernon, Nashville, Oakville, Du Quoin, Percy, Sparta, Chester, Waterloo, Rock Island, Rockford. All over the state, the energy was amazing. We also had the message, the Republican message. Lower taxes, less wasteful spending, a booming economy, term limits, and a quality education for our kids. That's what the Republican Party stands for, and that's what we delivered. We stayed united on our message. Lower taxes, less wasteful spending, a booming economy, term limits, and a quality education. And finally, the one thing we had for the first time in a long time was the resources to get the job done. It's all because you all pitched in, and thank goodness we had a gubernatorial candidate that it wasn't all about him getting elected. He put an awful lot of his own resources into the Illinois Republican Party so that we could do the things that we did. I want to tell you just a couple things that we did, and I'm not going to open up my whole playbook as to what the party did in November, but we had the largest Get Out the Vote program in the history of Illinois. the greatest get out the vote program. Let me give you an idea. In 2010, we knocked on 200,000 doors. In 2014, we knocked on 1.5 million doors. Making phone calls wasn't important for us as it was knocking on the doors, but in 2010 we made 4 million phone calls. In this election, I'm not talking robocalls, we made actual calls to voters. We made 5 million calls to voters. And we opened, in 2010 we had 4 offices in the state of Illinois. In this election we had 83. 83 offices in the state of Illinois. We also, thanks to Bruce Rauner's generous support, we actually hired and recruited 3,000 new election judges in Illinois. 3,000 new election judges. We also hired 500 poll watchers on election day, and we had 400 lawyers hired on election day to work for any of the problems in the state of Illinois. We didn't wait for the county clerk's calls to the county clerk's office. If there was a problem, we had lawyers assigned to every precinct in Illinois. That's what we did in this election. So I can tell you, and I won't be much longer, because I know I'm keeping you from your raffle, but I want to tell you that we're already building, Nick and I and all the people that I mentioned to you earlier, we're already building the infrastructure for 2016. We're developing the strategy, and we're raising the money we need to be a factor in all races in 2016. So what I'm here to do tonight is to tell you that we need you. We need you. Bruce Rauner needs you. All these elected officials in this room, we need you. Every time I was on a bus trip with Bruce, he came back to me and says, Tim, wherever you go, the heart and soul of the Republican Party aren't those commercials that I'm doing on TV. It's not all that stuff that you're getting in the mail. It's the people in this room and the people in the neighborhoods going out and knocking on those doors and talking to their neighbors and delivering the message. So I need you. I need you to continue to help us raise the money that we need to run effective campaigns. I need you to work and build your local organizations. Build and work hard. Find those people, find those individuals that'll go that extra mile and work that extra precinct. And we need to remain united. One of the things I'm really proud of in this last election is we stayed together. We're a big tent party. We have to stay together under the principles of lower taxes, less wasteful spending, booming economy, term limits, and a quality education for our kids. That resonates with the voters. That's what we stand for. And lastly, we need to stand by our governor and the policies and the practices that he's implementing. So listen, November 4th was a really, really wonderful start on a new highway to greatness for the Illinois Republican Party and for the state as a whole. But now we've got to roll up our sleeves, because with a little bit of perspiration, we can be the inspiration of our nation. Thank you very much.
Okay, the first winner is $2,000. Joe Brickman. All right, Jill. Okay. Second winner for $500 is Jerry Rubicki from Glenview. All right.
Another one?
One more. And the last winner is Ellie Kane from Schaumburg. Okay, thank you very much. The end of the program is going to be Catherine Damish with God Bless America, and then we'll be done.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with all.